Mission Hope. A big thank you and lots of love to all our viewers who have made this journey of spreading happiness and hope possible. I, Vidya, along with Mary, welcome you to the 10th session in this series. The Bible quotes, "Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever." Join me to say thanks to the Almighty and seek his blessings. A prayer dance performance by our student. Technical team, could we play the video, please?
Yes.
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यकलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मसदाराध्याय गुरुपुत्र परित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्डखण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
Ganpati Bappa Moria. Thank you, Tejal. This was Tejal Kakar from FYBA Marathi Medium.
In today's times, we need to be that somebody who makes everyone feel like somebody. We ought to be the reason that someone smiles today. And it's time that we realize that if we can't find the sunshine, we need to be the sunshine. Mission Hope, spearheaded by our Madam Principal, with the backing of the teamwork and network of the entire college staff and the blessings of the management, aim to evoke feelings of optimism and hope among our students and to throw more light on this maiden project in the suburbs by an educational institution, namely our own college. I invite our respected Madam Principal, Dr. Deepa Sharma, to address us.
Good morning. Today's special guest, Natalie Fernandez, our own respected Dr. Mohanbhai Patel, Dr. Ranjan Ben, and many more management members who are about to join. My own teacher, Dr. Avigala Kamath, my colleagues here, and students, parents, students from different colleges, and so many of us who are in the society and who need a program like this, and so many of us have joined us. I welcome you all to this program. And we thought of Mission Hope. We really thought that what we can do, for the benefit of the society. I know the problem is so big and our efforts are so small, but we thought the first one step at a time. So this is our step. In this process, our management, magnanimous as they are always, they on their own decided to give 25% concession in the college fees to all the students since last 2 years across all the divisions. I mean, we have 11th and 12th where the fees is very less, but we also have unaided sections, we have masters, we have BMS. So management has given 25% concession in college fees all across the college. And so taking a cue from them, the teachers and all of us with the blessings of management, we thought that let's do our best. So there are two parts to this program. One part is where we have lectures like this, motivational sessions, or we have had psychiatrists talking, or we also had, what should you eat? What should you not eat? Or what should you not do? Or we had one, physicians also talking about the difference between quarantine and isolation. What should you do if you have corona, and what should you do to prevent that you should not have corona? So these are the sessions which we have had. Apart from that, we have had yoga sessions. We are having every day free of cost yoga sessions for teachers, pranayam students, pranayam sessions. We have 4 helpline numbers wherein students call up if they have any issues. And we have collected all the teachers, the staff, and our well-wishers. We've collected some money, and from that, if there is any student who is having problem of food, we give them free of cost food kits and vitamin C tablets also. Now, all this is only going to make a difference if our mind takes it. That is why today's topic is mind, dealing with mind corona, because corona has not only infected us physically, but it has in fact much more affected us in our mind, the way we think, the way all of us, the way we were able to solve certain problems 1 year back. I'm sure today we find ourselves little less adept in handling those problems. So we thought that's why we are having sessions by psychiatrists, counselors. So today's speaker, Natalie, is perfect for this kind of sessions, because she speaks on attitude of gratitude. She will talk about how our own behavior, our own actions can lead to stronger us from within. So I invite you and I welcome you to this online session. Like Mohanbhai said, that you have to come later on when the corona thing gets over. But it's really, we all here welcome you for this program. And I think Natalie is also going to talk about, where somewhere I read that I think the efforts of each and every individual should be to be the best version of ourselves. So it is in this journey of being best version of our own selves, Natalie will help us in going to that. So thank you all, and I welcome you all once again to this program.
Thank you, madam. We now present a synoptic video of Mission Hope. Over to the technical team for the video.
कुछ पाने की हो आस आस, कोई अरमा हो जो खास खास आशाएं, हर कोशिश में हो बार बार, करे दरियाओं को आर पार आशाएं, तूफानों को चीर के मंजिलों को छीन ले, आशाएं ले दिल की, उम्मीदें हंसे दिल की, अब मुश्किल नहीं कुछ भी, नहीं कुछ भी, आशाएं ले दिल की, उम्मीदें हंसे दिल की, अब मुश्किल नहीं कुछ भी, नहीं कुछ भी। अपने संग तुझको वहाँ जन्नत से मुलाकात हो, पूरी हो तेरी हर दुआ, आशाएं मिले दिल की, उम्मीदें हंसे दिल की, अब मुश्किल नहीं कुछ भी, नहीं कुछ भी,
Thank you. As we proceed ahead with our journey, let me introduce to you someone who is the pillar of our strength, who believes and always walks his belief. My attitude is gratitude, who has led all his life living truth, an entrepreneur, philanthropist, educationist. His dharma has always been giving, one who cherishes all moments and puts life to his living. Ladies and gentlemen, give a thumbs up for Dr. M.I. Patel, ex-sheriff of Mumbai, President Jan Seva Samiti. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. I would start with addressing our chief guest today. पहले तो मैं बोलने वाला था कि our very special honored all that Madam Natalie Fernandez, Mota, all that, but now I give it off. She's our own girl, she's our own daughter, she's from Malad. So our own Malad daughter, Natali, my fellow members in the management, one or two are there already, management in the Jan Seva Samiti, our principal, Ben Deepa Sharma, members of the faculty of the college, students, and many other wonderful participants who are watching this program. It's a wonderful program. Mission Hope going on now for almost 6 months now, I think. So many excellent speakers have come. They have shared their views. They have given advantage of their experience, their knowledge and all that, and shared a great deal of advice with us. Highly knowledgeable and speakers they were. Their advice and guidance will come in very handy to us, very useful to us. Today we have one more in that lineage, great lineage. We have Natali. As I said first, Madame Natali Fernandez Mota from Indonesia. But I would prefer to call her as our own Malad girl because she belongs to Malad primarily. She has taken up residence elsewhere, as many of her people do. But she has not forgotten Malad. She has not forgotten the place of her origins. So when Natali, she is well known as an author. It means there are she's a great author and speaker, motivational speaker, they say. And we are going to listen to her. We are going to take all advice from her, guidance and all that today. Very fortunate we are that we have got such an excellent person to be with us today. And what is important today is the subject of advice on the pandemic that we are suffering from. It's a very important subject, very necessary subject, very timely subject. And these days, advice and guidance has been given by Ben Natali is of utmost importance to us all. We look forward to listening to her. Please let me share with you my own personal connection with Malaysia, where she comes from now. I was a student in London University, studying engineering, electrical engineering. And my companion there, my classmate there, my benchmate there, and all 5 years throughout my closest friend was a Malaysian. His name was R.B. Van Gesel, Richard Bernard Van Gesel. We used to talk a lot. We used to share a lot of our ideas, our likes and our dislikes. We used to talk of our backgrounds. He would talk about his Malaysia. He would talk about his girlfriend. And let me admit, I had to talk about my girlfriend who was in India, Chandrika. Many of you know her now. And a lot of time we spent together. But ultimately, when we passed all the exams and all that, he had his own life to conduct, went back to Malaysia. I came back to India. Later, I came to know that he had left Malaysia and he became the chairman of the Australia Electricity Board. Our contact did not remain, but his memories, my companionship and friendship with him continues even today. And when I heard that Natali is from Malaysia, immediately I remembered my friendship with him, the good time that we spent together as friends, that in the university, that was Richard Bernard Van Gesel. And a lot of things I knew about Malaysia thanks to R.B. Van Gesel. Later, I tried to contact him, but somehow I failed and we did not convey. Once or twice he passed by Bombay also, connection was established, but we could not meet. All that anyway. Yesterday's the lady, Natalie, who is coming here, she comes from a place which has always, Malaysia, which has always remained in my mind thanks to my friendship with Arvi Venkesu. Madam Natalie, today you have offered to share your knowledge with us, your experience. And knowledge is a very special thing for anybody in life, in our literature, in our background, and in our imbibement as a whole. As Indians, we have been told, Gnanam Param Badam. Gnanam, knowledge is power. And knowledge is power what? Visishtam Gnanam iti Vijnanam. And the science, very specialized knowledge, that is Vijnanam. So that is what you are going to share with us. It's substantial. That knowledge, very special knowledge, it's substantial. It gives us strength. So it becomes substantive. Strengthens our will. And you have today come to us, and we are very fortunate that you are going to speak on mind corona. Mind is the thing. The mind is the strength. Physical strength, yes, your limbs can be strong, very good, but your mind has to be very strong. Even the strongest man can fail if his mind is weak. And even the weakest can succeed if his mind is strong, if his determination, if his mind is strong. Mind decides everything for us. गीता में, हमारे गीता में कहा है अच्छी तरह से, गीता में कहते हैं मनः एव मनुष्याणाम कारणम बंधम मोक्षयो, मनः एव मनुष्याणाम कारणम बंधम मोक्षयो. So now students, we have learnt a lot, both you as students, your teachers, and we even as members of the management, from great speakers who have come to us and who have told us and shared their knowledge and their experiences. Today our speaker is a little different. She is to speak on the strength of her mind, not on the medicals, not on the physical side of her body, but on the mind. And she is going to speak on how strength of her mind, and not only physical limbs, as I said, legs and hairs and head and noses and ears and all, no, but your mind, and that mind which controls our limbs. And the mind controls, mind directs our limbs, how to act in different circumstances, how to react in different circumstances. So there, and that's why it has been very rightly said, and we always follow in our lifestyles also. Mana eva manushyana karanam bandham mokshayo. So whether you are free or enslaved, you are strong or weak, whether you are happy or miserable, healthy or sick, all that depends upon what your mind decides for you. So once again I repeat, Mana eva manushyana karanam bandham mokshayo. And I believe this is the subject. This is the core of the subject that our Ben Natali is to speak to you about. Corona has brought such a very special kind of situations in lives of all of us, for us to face physically and psychologically. It has created problems after problems. Your ability to face those problems, to get over them, depends entirely on how strong your mind is, on what your mind decides, and how and where it leads you. Our physical well-being, our mental illness, and that is where all kind of onslaughts that we have to face. A person like Natalie can guide us. Natalie can teach us as to how to behave, how well to face such situations, problems which are of mental health that a disease like corona has created. It calls for a plain awareness. Can you hear me or can you hear me not? Can you hear me or can you hear me not? You hear me, no?
Can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. It calls for planned awareness with utmost importance to control the damage caused by our minds by corona. We know that the guidance given by you today, Madam Natali, and the use thereof that we'll make will not be confined only to corona. Not only corona in the present day times, but for much beyond in future. Not only for corona, but for many other diseases that we as humans suffer from, psychological, mental problems, or even physical problems. We have to face a lot of problems like that, and the guidance given by you will, I'm sure, will be very useful to us in future also. I congratulate our college principal, Ben Deepa Sharma, and her colleagues, in particular for having planned this excellent program. For almost 6 months, we have been witnessing this program, sharing this program, enjoying this program, and learning from this program. A great deal of knowledge has been acquired by us thanks to this program. Excellent speakers, highly knowledgeable people with high stature in life experience, they have been sharing their knowledge, their advice, their guidance to us. मन की मजबूती जो है ने वही तो अच्छी बुनियाद है. We have heard that Natali is a person of her stature and eminence is with her today. पर लड़कियां तो मैं कहता हूँ जरा सुनिए उनको समझो अच्छी तरह से. वो बात कहने वाली है, मन की मजबूती की बात करने वाली है, और मन की मजबूती यही तो है जिसकी बुनियाद पर, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ विच, ऑन द पिलर्स ऑफ विच हम ऐसे प्रॉब्लम्स और ऐसी मुश्किलों का सामना कर सकते हैं. ग्रेट मुश्किलियां, बहुत बड़ी मुश्किलियां, बड़े प्रॉब्लम्स है, challenges है हमारी सामने, but we can face them, we can win over them, we can get over them. जो मन की मजबूती होवे तो, और माइंड टू बी स्ट्रॉन्ग. और वही तो बात कहती है नाताली जैसी बहन है, यही तो जिंदगी है, और जीवन भी वही है. जीवन इज प्रॉब्लम्स, डिफिकल्टीज, एनकाउंटर, यस, बट जीवन ये भी है हाउ टू फेस देम, हाउ टू गेट ओवर देम, हाउ टू कम आउट ऑफ देम सक्सेसफुली. अच्छे बुरे दिन तो आते ही हैं, कभी ऊपर कभी नीचे, वो तो होता ही रहता है. आंधी आएगी. ये मजबूत मन और दृढ़ इरादा लेके जो अगर जीवन जीना है तो आंधी आए, कुछ भी आवे, तकलीफें आवे, मुश्किलें आवे, उसका सामना करने की हमारे में ताकत होनी चाहिए. आंधियों का मुकाबला करने का हमारा मन होना चाहिए, दृढ़ मन हो जाए. आगे तो बढ़ना है, प्रगति तो करनी है, पर साथ साथ में ये विकास, समृद्धि वगैरह मिलेगी कब कि हम ऐसी मुश्किलों से बाहर निकले, सक्सेसफुल आवे. प्रॉब्लम्स को कैसे सॉल्व करना, हाउ टू गेट ओवर दोस प्रॉब्लम्स, वही होगा. वो मुश्किलों से तो सीखना है. जीवन क्या है? लर्न फ्रॉम डिफिकल्टीज, लर्न फ्रॉम प्रॉब्लम्स, लर्न फ्रॉम गेट ओवर द ऑब्स्टेकल्स. ये करके करके आगे बढ़ना, यही तो जिंदगी है. मैं कभी कभी बात करता हूँ, उसे बहुत रिपीट किया मैंने आपके साथ. ये खास जो एक श्लोक है, एक उर्दू का एक शेर है जो विच आई लाइक टू शेयर. मैं कहता हूँ कभी कभी कि मंजिल राह पर, मंजिल हमारी क्या है? जिंदगी में प्रगति करना, जिंदगी में टू अचीव हाई स्टेटस, सक्सेसफुल, समृद्धि, समाज में अच्छा स्थान मिलना, सम्मान मिलना वगैरह, सक्सेसफुल होना हमारे प्रोफेशन में. मंजिल राह पर अगर खाई है ठोकरें, मैंने किसी पत्थर से कभी, मंजिल राह पर अगर खाई है ठोकरें मैंने किसी पत्थर से कभी, तो मंजिल का निशान भी मैंने उसी पत्थर से लिया है. वही पत्थर, those very obstacles, those very problems, they teach us, we learn from them and using them as our guide, we proceed further towards our target, to our goal. तो यही है. तो ये 1.5 साल हो गया आपको दर्शन तकलीफ की, मेरी अंगत तकलीफ की बात करता हूँ मैं, मेरी मुश्किलियाँ हैं, और ये दर्द भी है. चलो दर्द भी है, आपका दर्शन नहीं होता है, रूबरू कॉलेज में नहीं आ सकता हूँ. आज 1.5 साल हो गए, उससे भी ज्यादा हो गया है. इतना मजा करती थी लड़कियां आप उधर, हंसना कूदना, ये करना वगैरह, और मैं कितना खुश होता था आपको देख के. वही करता, आज नहीं हो सकता है. सो वन प्रेयर इज, एक प्रेयर जो प्रार्थना करते हैं, प्रार्थना करने में मानते हैं, प्रार्थना अगर समझो कि हमारी कामयाब होती है, तो एक प्रार्थना ये है कि ये कोरोना का प्रॉब्लम ये जितना बन सके उतना जल्दी खत्म हो जाए. कोई कारण हो, दुनिया का 1000 कारण हो गए, मेरे लिए एक कारण ये है कि मैं कॉलेज में आ सकूं और आप लड़कियों के साथ जैसे तुम नाचती हो, कूदती हो, आनंद करती हो, गाती हो, उसमें मैं भागीदार हूँ. so that I can enjoy, so that I can be a part of all the joy and pleasure that you are enjoying there in the college. Wanting very anxiously to establish our context, our atmosphere in the college as it was before. तो ये कि जिसमें आ सकूं, आपको देख के, प्रदर्शन होके जाओ, यही तो एक बात है. सो वेल गर्ल्स, आप तो काम करती हो, आपकी लेक्चर्स भी पढ़ती हो, सुनती हो वगैरह, कई कार्यक्रमों में ये वगैरह. आपने तो कहा नहीं, यू कॉल इट स्मार्टोथॉन, दौड़ने की बात करते हो. आपको तो लड़कियां, मैं ये कहता हूँ चलो दौड़ो, ऑल द फैसिलिटीज आर प्रोवाइडेड, दौड़ती रहो, प्रगति करती रहो, आगे बढ़ती रहो. और ऐसे बहनें आती है, नाताली जैसी बहनें, उनकी पास से कुछ सीखो, कुछ समझो और आगे बढ़ो. एंड मैडम नाताली, वेलकम with our hearts to our college. We look forward to your physical presence also in the college someday at a very convenient time. But in the meanwhile, Madam, we are anxious now to listen to you and to listen to your words of guidance. Thank you, Madam, and welcome again to our institution.
Thank you, sir. At the outset, as I invite our guest speaker, who comes from the land of beaches, elevated hill stations, and heritage sites, presently staying in Malaysia, Madam Natalie Fernandez, I wish to welcome you by saying Salamat Pagi.
तिचा मला फोन आलाय.
Salamat Pagi and Salamat Datang, if I have pronounced it rightly.
Absolutely.
एक प्रश्न मैं पूछूं, देखो मेरा आवाज जरा धीमा है, फिर भी आपको सुना ही पड़ा. Was it clear?
Yes,
what
sir.
I spoke?
Yes.
There was no problem.
No problem.
No problem.
I'm very conscious now, getting more conscious. कि साला बुढ़ा हो गया, 93 years का, आवाज भी धीमा हो गया. पहले मैं आपको चिल्लाता भी नहीं हूँ, ये नहीं कर सकता हूँ. तो आपकी क्या दशा होती है कि मेरे को सुनना पड़ता है ना. You have to undergo some sort of a punishment listening to such a low voice fellows who is. अच्छा, तो यही पूछ लेता हूँ कि भाई आवाज आया अच्छी तरह से, सुने आपने? ओके, नो डिफिकल्टी.
Absolutely no. एकदम perfect है तू सर.
बस चलेगा, बस चलेगा.
Let me introduce to you our guest speaker for today, Madam Natalie Fernandez Motha. She is an author, a blogger, and a motivational speaker. For her, womanhood and motherhood have been a journey worthy enough to share and powerful enough to inspire. And this journey led her to start her own company by the name Natalie Inspires You. On the platform of this company, she empowers women to chase their dreams with faith, hope, and love. Currently, she is studying to be a mental health coach and an EFT practitioner. She has practiced gratitude for over 10 years, and in August 2020, she attended the World Gratitude Summit. And what she learned there is what she is going to share with us today. She lives by her tagline, anything you can imagine, you can create. With immense joy, I invite our novel guest for today, Madam Natalie Fernandez Mota, to enlighten us.
Thank you, Madam John, for that lovely introduction. And a very special thank you to Dr. Patel. And I'm so pleased that she called me Natalie Ben, because today I'd like to come to you with my webinar as a friend, as Natalie Ben. Okay, so I'm happy and thank you. Thank you for having me here today. So before I begin, I'd like to begin this morning of gratitude with a frequency of gratitude. And I'd like to thank Dr. Deepa Sharma for inviting me, for all members of the panel for inviting me to speak. But from my heart, I would like to say a big thank you to all of you for what you are doing for society today. When I read up about Mission Hope, I was absolutely speechless. And I was very pleased to see that members of the community are working so hard to support one another. So God bless each one of you, and may Mission Hope be successful in what it is striving to reach. So with that, on that note of gratitude, I'd like to begin the webinar. Just a few simple instructions. Of course, sit with an open mind. You know, what I am going to share with you today is something that you perhaps already know about, but there would be something in this sharing that will touch your heart, something that will lead you to practice gratitude. And that is why you are there today. And yes, today we're here to learn all about the mind, as your program called it, Mind Corona. Today, I'm here to share with you how you can have an attitude of gratitude. So if I were to ask you, do you believe in the statement, gratitude is a pathway to positivity? If your students are comfortable to enter in the chat, would you agree with me? And if you do, then please write a yes. If you agree with me in this statement, gratitude is a pathway to positivity, please feel free. It's just your opinion. Don't worry. It's not a right or wrong answer. Be comfortable. I'm not coming to you today as a lecturer, okay? I'm coming to you as a friend, just sharing my journey of gratitude with you. So yes, it's happy to know that some do agree with me when I say, yes, gratitude is a pathway to positivity. And I believe very strongly in this statement because my life has been one of great change over these past 10 years. I was in India, in Malad, very much in Malad. And from India, we moved first to Europe with my husband's job. So we stayed in Oslo, Norway. From Norway, we moved to Singapore. And from Singapore now, for the longest time, 5 years, we are here in Malaysia. And through all of this change, you know, I mean, change is not very easy sometimes. We all know that. There were a few things that were constant, a few things that helped us to enjoy this journey of change as a family. One of them is prayer, pratna, and the other one is the practice of gratitude. Yes, I have been personally practicing gratitude for over 10 years now. And you know what? I honestly believe it is this practice of gratitude that is helping me and my family to stay positive during these Corona times. So Dr. Patel, you were very right in saying that we need to pray because praying is so important. But I'd like to share something else with you today on how you can practice gratitude. Now, we all know that gratitude simply means staying thankful at all times. I mean, one of the first few things that our parents taught us was to say thank you. They called it the magic word. I mean, I know my mom said, remember the magic word, thank you. So gratitude, yes, is being thankful at all times. But today, however, I would like to give you a more deeper understanding of gratitude, because I believe you, dear students, and I've prepared this webinar keeping you in mind. I know that you are young adults. I know that you are adults who are capable of taking good decisions, and adults who are intelligent and who will understand this deeper understanding of gratitude. So gratitude is an attitude. An attitude of gratitude heals our sorrows, lights our path. It opens us to the lessons in our tests. Our appreciation nurtures others. Gratitude is a magnet for abundance, keeping us mindful of how gifted we are. And I'd like you to pay special attention to an attitude of gratitude heals our sorrow, our appreciation, magnet of abundance. These are the key words in the understanding of gratitude. So today, what I want to focus on is that gratitude is also equal to kindness. Saying kind words, appreciating one another and ourselves, something that we don't do very often, right? So the deeper understanding of gratitude in today's world is it's about being kind to one another. It's about saying kind words, about appreciating life, about appreciating what God has blessed us with, and about appreciating ourselves. Now, let me help you to understand this statement a little better. And let me share with you the science behind gratitude. And for that, I'd like to do a small little exercise where you can bring to mind a time when your parents or your teachers said kind words to you, or anybody, your friends, your community members, they appreciated you for something. They said nice words to you. They just simply said thank you to you. How did you feel? Most often, the answer that I get to that is, oh, teacher, I felt happy. I felt so good. I felt loved. And do you know why you feel that? The reason you feel that is because today there is more and more research behind the practice of gratitude. There is brain science behind gratitude today, experiments being conducted to show that when you practice gratitude, and of course, I mean practicing genuine gratitude from your heart, not just saying thank you for the sake of saying it, but saying thank you from your heart. It shows, science has shown that it increases the dopamine and serotonin, the neurotransmitters in our brains that make us feel good. And that is why when you appreciate somebody, you appreciate yourself, you appreciate the things that you are blessed with, bestowed upon you by God, you feel so good, because research has shown today that it increases the dopamine and serotonin in your brain. And that is why gratitude today is being used as a practice all over the world to improve mental health. And I know that is why Dr. Sharma invited me to talk about gratitude, because it is so connected to mental health. Yes, physical health is also very important, but mental health today is equally important for you and me to survive in today's times, in the corona times. We not only have to be physically fit, but we have to be mentally fit. And gratitude, the practice of gratitude, is just one way in which you can keep yourself mentally fit. Now, there are many benefits of gratitude, but let me just share with you a few physical benefits. It is known, and this is by the experiments conducted by Glenn Fox, that if you practice gratitude, it will help you to get better sleep. It will encourage you to exercise more. It is also known to reduce symptoms of physical pain. And most importantly, the mental benefits of gratitude, it helps to reduce depression, and it is a key factor in the prevention of suicide. All of us know today depression and suicide is something that is attacking the world over over different ages and much to our youth today. And so Dr. Robert Emmons, he is a leading scientific expert who has done work on the science of gratitude, has shown that if you mindfully and if you genuinely practice gratitude, it will help you to reduce depression and it will help in the prevention of suicide. Okay, but if you were to ask me, Natalie Wayne, why do you practice gratitude? My reasons for practicing gratitude are very simple. It's portable. I can carry it along with me wherever I go. Why? Because I practice gratitude in my mind, with my thoughts. And I practice gratitude with the words that come out of my mouth. So I can take it with me wherever I go. I don't have to carry a big laptop or a big book to practice gratitude. I have it with me all the time. It's absolutely free. You don't have to pay for any online class to learn about gratitude. You don't have to attend any tuitions. I know in India, attending tuitions is something very common. No, to practice gratitude, it's free. It's already inside of you. You have to just work towards bringing it out. And gratitude helps us to train our eyes to see the good in all situations. And at this webinar, I'm going to teach you how you can train your eyes to see the good, especially in today's Corona time. Trust me, it is so simple to practice gratitude. It is very, very easy. Something that not only I do, my husband does it in the corporate world, and today he's a director of the company, but he still practices gratitude at his team. My 17-year-old daughter practices gratitude. I have twin boys who are 13 years old. They practice gratitude. As a family in the night, before we go to bed, we say a gratitude prayer. It is that simple. And there are many, many fun and creative ways in which you can practice gratitude. So it is not so boring, okay? It's also fun. So before I actually go into the main part of this webinar, which is teaching you ways in which you can practice gratitude, please keep in mind 3 basic principles. 1, you must be grateful for all that you are blessed with and God has blessed you with in the past. From the day you were born or from the day you were conceived in your mother's womb till date, you must really have an attitude of gratitude for all of that. You know why I ask you to do that? Because if you don't do that, it will be very difficult for you to see the beautiful blessings in front of you today. So start by practicing gratitude with everything that you've been blessed with in the past. And then you will suddenly see the light with the beautiful things that are in front of you. And you know what? You can also practice gratitude for something that you would like to have in the future by saying a gratitude prayer. Thank you, God, for keeping me safe in the upcoming Corona times. Thank you, God, for helping me to be focused in my studies. So you can definitely practice gratitude by being grateful for the past, for the present, and for the future. Now, moving to the real part of this webinar, how to practice gratitude. Now, I'll be honest with you, there are numerous ways, but I'd like to bring to you the ways that I personally practice gratitude. Because if I have to talk to you about something, I have to live it first. I have to practice what I preach. So I'm bringing to you the practices that have worked very well for me, okay? But there are endless ways in which, so as I share it with you, what you can do is you can try and, customize it to the way you would like to practice gratitude. Okay, so the first way is a very, very simple way, writing a gratitude journal or a book. Now, if you can see, this is my gratitude journal and, page 1 says October 2013, Mumbai. So it's just maintaining a book, as the word says, gratitude journal, gratitude book. All that you need to do is you need to write down in the book things, people, or situation that you are grateful for. You need to also write why you are grateful for those people, situation, or things. Now, ideally, it's good to do it every day. But I'll be honest with you, I don't do it every day. I just do it maybe, 3 times a week. But the more you do it, the better it is for you. Okay. Now for you students, I mean, if you want to do something creative, you can decorate the book, as you can see, or you can just have a simple exercise book like the blue one here, a simple book. But, try and make it a book that you are happy to pick up every day, excited, motivated to write into it. And most gratitude specialists say that there is something very powerful when your thoughts move from your brain to your hand onto the book. So they encourage you to write and write and write what you're grateful for in your book. But however, today, moving with technology, we need to move along with the world. There are many apps that you can download on your phone, many. Just enter gratitude journal, gratitude, and you will get a lot of free apps. Now, there's one app that I have been using called the Super App. It's a free download. And the reason why I use it is because it gave me options to choose what to be grateful for. For example, do you want to be grateful for relationships in your life, for health, for finance, for success? It gives me an option to put a timer on my phone. Okay, 9 a.m. in the morning, ping, let me get a reminder. Oh, have you given gratitude? It shares nice inspirational stories. So maybe for the young students, something like this. I know it works very well with teenagers, and my daughter uses this app too. So perhaps the students of Mahila College may connect with this. Okay, so using an app, and one thing for sure, in today's world, we have our phones with us all the time. Wherever we go, we have our phone. So if you're outside, you're in the bus, you're in the rickshaw, or you're waiting for in a queue. I mean, today, of course, there are not too many queues, but you can just practice gratitude on your phone. It's that simple. Moving to the next one. 3 grateful thoughts. This is the most easiest thing, and it is something that you can do every single day. All that you have to do is, the moment you open your eyes in the morning, before you even get off the bed, before your feet touch the ground, just say the word in your mind, thank you, or say it aloud, thank you, or say a prayer, thank you, God. But why do we ask you to say thank you first thing in the morning? All our lives, when we say thank you for beautiful things, things that we're happy about. We don't say thank you when we're sad. We don't say thank you when we're angry, but we mostly say thank you for good things, right? So when you say thank you in the morning, you're already setting a path ahead of you for goodness, for good things to come your way. So just start by saying thank you. Simple words. Later, once you get used to it, you can say, thank you for my parents, thank you for, whatever you'd like to thank. Similarly, before you go to bed in the night, please, after you finish watching the news and your Netflix, your movies, your Saas Bahu serials, I know when I was in India, I used to watch, I don't know, do they really still go on, Saas Bahu serials? But if they do, if you finish watching all of that, let the last thing you do be words of thank you in your mind, because that is what will play in your mind. So nothing like having something positive in your mind all through the night than the news of how many cases, how many deaths. No. Okay, those things are happening. Yes, acknowledge it. But choose to work with your mind, dear students. Choose to work with your mind and use it positively. Say thank you before going to bed tonight for sure, okay? Okay, this is very simple. Now, when you just start gratitude, let me tell you, it's not very easy, You have to practice it very hard. So, keeping a small little reminder. Now, if you can see over here, I have a simple garden rock, and I wrote gratitude on it. You can take any rock and you can creatively paint it. You can write gratitude. Keep it by your bedside. Keep it, where you brush your teeth in the morning. Let it serve as a reminder. Oh, I can see that rock. I'm supposed to be thankful today. And you say thank you. Say thank you for something, for someone, for a situation. So a gratitude rock as a newcomer, and especially if you haven't practiced it before and you want to make it a habit, then please use this rock. And you don't have to spend money on it. It's simple. And finally, if there is really something I want you to pick up from this webinar, It's the flip it technique, which I'm going to teach you right now how to do. Now, what exactly is the flip it technique? It's, as the word says, flip it around, turn it around. Flip means turning it around. So what I am saying is, when you have a negative thought that crosses your mind, I'm going to teach you how you can acknowledge it, and then you can flip it around to something positive. You know, because research has shown that we have around 12 to 60,000 thoughts that cross our mind every day. And out of that, do you know 90% of them are negative thoughts? 80% are thoughts that we thought yesterday. And we are battling and battling with these thoughts. These thoughts lead us to get stressed, to be anxious, to get angry. For what? When it is just a thought that may not be true, may not be true. Now, some of us can just forget about those thoughts, but many of us can't. Those thoughts keep roaming in our head, and if you don't address them well, it can lead to illnesses also. We all know that, right? So if once you learn the flip it technique, which I'm going to teach you now, in the future, when you have a difficult situation and you have the negative thoughts messing your mind, you can learn to flip it around into something positive. So this is how you do it. Okay, so I've put up a few examples. As a newcomer, as somebody who's just learning to do gratitude, you take a piece of paper, fold it into half. On the left-hand side, you write down all the negative thoughts that are crossing your mind. And on the right-hand side, learn to flip it and write the positive thought. You can also do it online. You can do it exactly like I've done it. So this is how you do it. Okay, let me take an example. If you have a thought that says, the coronavirus cases are increasing, you look at the news and you can see people talking about the third wave coming to India. Now that's a very uncomfortable thought that can lead you into a lot of fear and worry. So first, acknowledge it. Very important. Yes, okay, cases are increasing. Yes, the coronavirus is still going on. But then learn to flip it around into something positive. Bring to your mind, be grateful that you have stayed healthy all through the pandemic. It's 1.5 years that you and I are in the pandemic. And by the grace of God, we are still healthy. So focus your thought on the positive aspect of life. Be grateful that, yes, I'm healthy. But if you want to stay on this side, the choice is all yours, dear students. You decide where you want to be. You want to be on this uncomfortable side, or do you want to be on this comfortable side? You want to train your mind and you want to make your mind healthy, or do you want to stay in that zone where your thoughts, your mind can really lead you into a different path? You decide. I'm not here to tell you what to do. You are young adults capable of making that decision. If you only choose, you have to choose to do that. So coming back to the examples, online learning can sometimes be very difficult. Yes, it's difficult. I have 3 children and I can see them for 1 year. They've studied online. My daughter just gave her IGCSE examinations, which is a big exam. I mean, something similar to, I would say, maybe 10th standard back home in India. All through the year, she studied online for one of the biggest exams. And I know it's difficult, it's not easy, it's tiring, your mind. Yes, so acknowledge all those feelings. But then please bring to your mind how your technical knowledge has increased. And for us adults, we have learned to handle technology, something that many of us didn't know how to handle very well. So, and you students, I'm sure your technical knowledge has increased in this past year with online studying. And you know what you need to be grateful for? That you can still study and learn. How many villages in India don't even have Wi-Fi connectivity? How many schools in India, in rural India, would have to stop their education because they cannot afford to do this online learning? But you are blessed with that. So what do you want to focus on today? That how difficult and irritating online learning is? Or do you want to acknowledge those feelings and then say, oh no, yeah, it's difficult, but let me learn to be happy that I can still learn, I can still carry on my education. Next one, I'm unable to go to the temple to pray. Yes, many of us find it difficult that we cannot go physically to our places of worship to pray. But one thing I have learned today is that I can pray in the silence of my heart, that my God is present in me. And I can connect with online prayer groups around the world. I can sit in Malaysia and I'm attending prayer services in India. So I'm understanding that, yeah, I'm upset I cannot go to my church, but I'm happy that my prayer life honestly has gotten better. Okay, for you youngsters, I'm unable to socialize. Yes, I absolutely agree with you 100%. If I was your age, I would be so angry that I can't meet my friends. That is so important for youth, to connect with their friends. But if you really spend a moment to think, spending more time because you are unable to socialize, what have you been doing? Is spending more time with family. You've perhaps gotten to know your neighbors a little better. Maybe you're meeting up in with fewer friends because of the lockdown. And you're getting closer. You're making new friendships. So yes, you cannot socialize, but there's much to be grateful for. So what I'm trying to tell you is that learn to flip your thought. And when you flip your thought from an uncomfortable zone, you suddenly move into a very comfortable zone. And that will help you in the future. When you have any negative situation, not just now in Corona, be it in a relationship, be it in your work, be it with your studies, if you are going to focus on only what is not going right, you will be stuck in that situation. Do you want to change? Is what I'm asking you today. If you would like to make that change, then choose to make that change with positivity. Choose to have better mental health. And one of the ways you can do it is with gratitude, which I'm talking to you about today. And finally, I'm so bored. Yes, I also connect with you, dear students. Even I have gotten quite bored in the pandemic. But I have also here to appreciate that, certain hobbies that I'd forgotten about, baking, perhaps even you, certain passions, painting, coloring, doing a little craft, doing, exercising more, suddenly just increased in my life because I was so bored. I had nothing to do. I took up this, and that is what I realized brought me a lot of joy. I'm sure if you spend a moment, you too can bring to mind what all you are doing today that you did not do before the pandemic. Okay, so coming back to flip it, really, my dear students, I would like you to spend some time trying it out. Okay, this is not very easy to do. I have to be honest with you, but you have to try. It's like studying for an examination. If you want to get good marks, you've got to put an effort and you have to study. In the same way, this technique can really help you a lot, but you've got to practice it. Okay, I'm here to share with you the truth. I'm not here to share with you that gratitude is easy. No, but I'm here to share with you that as mature adults, as young adults, as the future of our country, as the future of your college, do you want to have better mental health or do you want to stay in that zone? The choice is yours. As an adult, you make that choice. I'm not going to make it for you. Your wonderful panel and your faculty and your teachers and your principal is not here to make it for you. No, your parents. If you don't stand up today and say, I am going to make that choice to have better mental health with whatever technique, today I'm talking about gratitude. If you don't choose to do that, nobody can do that for you. But I do know that it is possible, and I do know that each one of you are capable of doing it, if only you would try. Okay, so yes, that was the first part of gratitude. And now moving to the fun and very creative ways of practicing gratitude in your family, because you're at home right now. And finally, when you go to college, you can even practice it there. But before I move to that part, I really want to bring in my daughter, Megan Mota, who is your age, students. And I invite her to share at my webinars. Why? Because you can tell me, Natalie ma'am or Natalie Ben, you are talking, you are so much older than me, and it's easy for you to do it. You do not understand me at this age, at 17 to 25 or 30. I cannot practice gratitude. But no, it is possible. And for you to believe what I'm saying, I'm bringing in Megan. Megan is 17 years old. She just completed her IGCSE examinations. By the grace of God, she's an intelligent, hardworking girl. 3 weeks ago was her graduation in her school, and she won one of the major awards of the school. And she's here to share with you how she studied hard and practiced gratitude along with it. I'm bringing her to share with you so that you can identify as a young student that gratitude at your age is possible and it will bring you better mental health. So let me introduce you to Megan Mota. Yeah, she'll just join in here.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, teachers and students. I'm Megan, and as my mom just said, I'm her daughter. I'm here today to talk about how students and us teenagers can practice gratitude as well. So like my mom just mentioned, there are different ways to practice gratitude. And so the one that I did the most was the gratitude journal. So this is my gratitude journal right here. And I use this for my examinations. We had, when our examinations started, we weren't sure if it would continue because of the COVID restrictions. And if someone in our class got a case, then we wouldn't be able to do the exams. So it was a very uncertain time for everyone. So for that reason, my mom and I sat down and we wrote a list of gratitude statements that would keep me safe and keep our family safe during the pandemic. So some of them thank you that I am safe. Thank you that I am healthy physically, mentally, emotionally. Thank you that my household is protected. These are just some of the COVID safe affirmations that we use. And by the grace of God, we were all safe. None of us got a case. We completed the examinations. And so that was a really good thing. Other than that, we also wrote down gratitude statements before each examination paper, and we said it together before the paper started, which was a really great way to kind of calm me down before going into the exam, to assure me that everything is going to be okay, to be grateful for all the papers that I have finished, and to be grateful for all the papers that I was going into. Other than the gratitude journal, we also had a gratitude box in which we wrote down certain statements that we wanted to be thankful for, like thankful for my exams, thankful for being safe, and we put it in the box. And after the examinations finished, when we opened it, they had all happened, which was really great. Like my mom mentioned, for the graduation ceremony for the award, I wrote down on a piece of paper that thank you that I received the highest award in the school, and I pinned it on a board, and that happened. So gratitude isn't just adults, it's for everyone. And when practicing gratitude, you also have to work hard. I put in a lot of effort for the exams. I also prayed a lot, and my mom was there to help me throughout all of it, so thank you. Gratitude comes with belief. If you don't believe in what you're saying, then gratitude doesn't make sense. You have to actively be grateful for what you are thanking. You have to practice it daily by thanking everyone for the tiniest things. Personally, after every meal I've had, I thank my mom or my dad for making it for me. And I think that's just a small way to be grateful for the everyday things that you have in life. And so gratitude can be practiced by anyone, and it can be practiced for anything. And so personally, because of my mom, I have been really invested in being grateful, and it has helped me throughout so many of my milestones in life. So thank you, Mama, for everything that you have done for me, because it has really made me the person who I am today. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Megan. And that was Megan sharing with you on how she practices gratitude. And for the students, the important thing to note is that Megan says that she works hard, she studies, and along with that, she practices gratitude. So please remember, take it as an option to practice gratitude, because it can bring in much change in your life. And, I just want to take a few seconds break here to say that please write down your questions, your clarifications. I will be happy to answer them at the end of the sharing, because they could be answered along the way. We're moving to the final segment now, and take a few breaths and just process what you're going through now as a person, and remind yourself, it is okay to go through what you're going through. It's okay sometimes to be vulnerable. It's okay sometimes to just stop and cry your feelings out. It's absolutely okay. Sometimes I keep telling myself, Natalie, you don't have to be strong all the time, every day. It's okay if you are not feeling good, you're not feeling very strong that day, it's fine. So I want you, especially you, dear student, just tell yourself it's okay. If I cannot stay positive right now, okay, it's fine. I'm just going to take a few deep breaths, and I'm going to think about what lies ahead of me. Okay. So like in my introduction, they did share that I attended the World Gratitude Summit, and it really, really took my understanding of gratitude to a great level. And that is where I learned about the importance of something called toxic positivity. I mean, if any one of you have heard about it, students, please feel free to share your thoughts in the chat if you're comfortable. But this is very, very important, and I really request you to pay attention to what I'm saying right now. What is toxic positivity? If you want to practice gratitude by ignoring what you're going through, by ignoring your feelings, by ignoring the uncomfortable feelings you're going through, feelings of anxiety, of fear, of worry. If you don't want to talk about those feelings, and over that you want to just cover it up with gratitude, sorry, that is not going to help. That is what will make it toxic. Toxic means acidic. Toxic means dangerous. So if you are going to practice gratitude by not talking about your feelings, if you're not happy doing online school, you're not happy about what's going on in your environment because of Corona, and you don't talk about it to your friends, your family, your lovely faculty here, and uske upar, that is over that, you just want to be thankful and grateful how everything, it's not going to work for you. It's going to do you more harm. So please pay very careful attention to me. Right now, I encourage you, students, and even as adults, it's something for us. We need to bring out and talk about the uncomfortable feelings we're going through. And if you think you can practice gratitude by ignoring these uncomfortable feelings, sorry, boss, it's going to do you more harm. Okay, so sometimes my children say, oh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't feel like talking. Sometimes my clients are not comfortable to talk about it. So what I do is I give them a book. I say, write down your feelings, tear it up after that, throw it out after that, burn it up after that, but bring it out of your system. Because today research has shown that if you keep these negative, uncomfortable feelings in your body, it's not going to help you physically, nor is it going to help you mentally. And today, because we're talking about mental health, I can tell you that if you do not address these feelings, it is just going to be toxic, harmful, dangerous. So before practicing gratitude, first move towards talking about your feelings. Start off with your family, your friends, your teachers, write it on a book. If it gets chronic, and if it gets if you feel it is dangerous or something that is affecting you, then you need to go to a medical profession to help you with it. Okay? So toxic positivity is not what I am talking about today. I'm here to tell you, first talk about your feelings. First bring up all that uncomfortable discomfort feeling in your body and in your mind. And then you make the shift. From that uncomfortable area, make the shift to a comfortable area. Make the shift from negative to positive. And one way in which you can make that shift is with the practice of gratitude. Because at the end of the day, do you want to stay there in that negative zone all your life? You decide. I'm not going to tell you if you have to do that. You decide if you want to shift from the negative zone to the positive zone. And if you decide that you want to do it, then I would advise you do it with gratitude, because I have tried it, my family has tried it, and it works. Okay, so now moving to the very interesting ways quickly. Yes, this is with your family, with youngsters. Grateful candies, French fries. Now, all of us love French fries. If you're sitting in a group, now these are ways in which you can practice gratitude as a group in your family, in your friend circle, and perhaps when college opens up in college. So you take your packet of French fries, you pick up one, you eat it. You first say what you are grateful for. Then you pass the bag to somebody else, and you keep on passing it around the full circle. If you don't want to share the bag, because I know in India, sometimes they don't like to eat out of the same plate, you make divisions and make shares first. But each one takes a bite, be grateful. And why am I asking you to do that? Because research has shown that when you practice gratitude as a team, as a group, it increases the frequency by 540 megahertz. So everybody around you practicing gratitude, can you imagine how good and how positive that mood is? If you do it in your college, Dr. Sharma, your entire college is going to be positive and happy and bubbly. I encourage you to practice some of these, which I'm going to share when college opens up. You will be grateful for that. Okay, very simple. You can take any jar. You can recycle a jam jar, for example, and just decorate it, gratitude. Share these tips with your younger siblings also. And keep a few papers here. Take a paper, write down what you're grateful for. You can also make it a kindness jar. Write down, drop it into the jar. At the end of the month, check the jar. Is it empty or is it full? Are you a kind person? Are you practicing gratitude? This will help you to identify how your practice of gratitude is going. Another way is gratitude box. Now, see, in my family, I have this very simple old box. You can take a shoe box, and we keep writing notes of what we are grateful for. And we also write gratitude prayers of what we would like to see in the future. And then at the end of the month, we pick up and we check, and it serves as a lovely family activity. You can do it as a classroom together, everyone just being grateful for something simple. Initially, your students, you may say, what do I write? But as your friends start writing chits and sharing it, you'll suddenly get an idea, yes, I need to be grateful for my grade 3 teacher in class, in my primary school. So by practicing it as a group, you get great ideas. You can do a scrapbook. You can, if you are creative, prepare a beautiful book, add pictures of your family and your friends. This is something that you can do online, digitally. You don't need to do a book. Also, now I know in India, there are a lot of days, Friendship Day. There's also Raksha Bandhan, which is a great celebration in India. This year, both of them come in August, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Why don't you make a friendship band, but thanking your friend for the great friend she or he is to you? Why don't you make a thank you Rakhi to your brother for being there for you, for protecting you? If I am not wrong, the core of this celebration is to be grateful to your brother who protects you, right? So thank him. Don't just tie that Rakhi, or just don't tie that friendship band. Thank them this August. It's very simple. Just say, thank you for being there for me. Gratitude board. You can do this in college when college starts, or you can do it at home right now on the screen of your laptop, or take a printout, all that you are grateful for. Because by just looking at it every day, it will bring a smile to your face. Why? Because you can see right before your eyes the beautiful things happening in your life, not just the not so good things. Okay? So those were the very creative ways and simple ways, that you can do, but much of it can be done in school when school starts. If you are somebody who's creative, you can do it in your family right now, but do try it. It's an opportunity for you to be grateful. And I would really be keen to know, as youngsters, what practice do you identify with as the youth of our country? I've done webinars with adults, I've done with primary and secondary school students, but as the youth, what practice of gratitude do you identify with? I would really appreciate if some of the students just share with me, if you decide to practice gratitude, which one would you choose? I know there are a few who are, if you're comfortable to share on the chat, fine. If not, no problem. But to help me in my own understanding of the youth of our country, which type of gratitude would you choose to practice? Maybe if you're comfortable, you're right. If not, maybe you can let your teachers know. Later, they can let me know. Okay, now the final part of today's webinar, and the most important part, is how you can be grateful in this Corona time. And I want to ask you that question. Okay, if you're not comfortable to just write in the chat, no problem. Just answer it in your mind. Can we really be grateful for a difficult situation? Can we be thankful, even for us adults? Would you be able to say thank you to Corona for what it has done to us? Is it possible? Well, let me share with you. Today, I can say, yes, I am grateful in and for a particular situation. But why I can do it today? It's because of my practice of gratitude over 10 years. So today I've come to realize that when something is happening in our lives, it happens for a reason. It happens because that situation is going to lead you to a great place. That difficult situation is going to propel you into something that will make you grow as a person. It's very difficult to be grateful when you're going through that situation. It's very difficult to be thankful while Corona is happening. But 1 year down the line, today, we can be grateful for many things that have happened in our lives because of Corona. So if you keep this theory in mind, that, oh, yes, when something is not so good is happening in my life, later, 1 year down the line, I know why it is happening in my life. I'm grateful for it. And I'm so happy that it happened in my life. If you keep that theory in mind, every situation that is not good that will follow after that will then lead you to believe, no, there is something that I can learn from this situation. There is something that I can be grateful from this situation. What is it? Keep questioning yourself. Let me give you my example. You will understand what I'm trying to say. I shared with you that 10 years ago, we moved to Europe. We were living in Norway. And we, from India, from Malad, to move to Norway, where it was minus 30 degrees. There was snow right up till my knees. My children had to walk to school in the snow. But at that time, it was very difficult for me to be grateful. But today, I'm so grateful for this entire journey of living in Norway, of living in Singapore, and now living in Malaysia. Why? All those situations made me grow as a person. Because of my journey, I started writing books on my life, on change. Because of that journey, my husband has such a great CV, and today he's at a great position. Because of that, I could teach my children to practice gratitude. So in the same way, when you are going through a difficult situation, try really hard and see what is the good that this situation can bring in your life. You know, and I'm going to teach you to do that right now. I mean, I wish you would have been a little more communicative on the chat, but I understand that you are not comfortable, some of the students, to write in the chat. But I'm going to teach you to play something called the GLAD game. Play it in your mind. If you are comfortable, please write in the chat. Why can you bring to mind all that you are glad because of the coronavirus? Try it right now. Because if you learn to play this game with coronavirus, you can play this all through your life. You can train your mind to see the truth. You can train your mind to see the good in every situation. And one of the benefits of gratitude I shared with you in the beginning was gratitude helps you to train your mind to see the good in everything. So today, I'm just going to say a few things that I have learned about coronavirus that I'm glad about. I'm going to play the glad game with Corona. And I invite you to bring to mind all that you have learned and you're grateful for because of Corona. Today, we all know the frontliners. They are really the heroes, right? The medical staff who are working tirelessly for us. Today, we have learned that our teachers, as a mother, I can really tell you, teachers, I mean, hats off to you. I've handled the 3 children in my house for 1.5 years studying at home. It's not easy to handle children, to teach them, but the teachers do it day in and day out. And how much importance have we given to teaching? Today, we have realized the value of teaching. We have realized the value of knowledge. As Dr. Mehta said, knowledge is so important. We need to carry on our knowledge. We need to carry on our education. Today, we've realized the importance of technology, how it can connect us. Today, we've realized the importance of staying healthy physically, because if you're not physically healthy, there's a very high likelihood that you could fall sick, and you don't want to fall sick during these Corona times. Today, we have all realized the importance of staying mentally healthy. Mental health is one of the biggest concerns in the world today. I'm studying about that today, and the research is alarming to see what is happening around the world, to see the cases that are getting affected because of mental health. Today, we have realized, thanks to Corona, we have realized, because of coronavirus, the environment, Mother Earth that we really took granted for. In these 1.5 years, Mother Earth rebooted. By rebooted, I mean it got purified with the factories being closed, with the airlines not running, right? So there's much to be grateful for. There's much. So remember, bottom line, acknowledge what you're going through, the uncomfortable feeling, and then decide to be glad about something. You know, some days when I'm going through a difficult situation, I just say a prayer, I say, God, I don't know why I'm going through this, but I want to thank you because I know you will lead me into something greater because of this situation. It's not easy to do this, my dear students, but try it. And I'm coming to you with experience. I'm coming to you because I would like you, the youth of our country, to have better mental health because you are the future. So please try this game with Corona, try this game with other difficult situations in your life. And with practice, you will suddenly learn how to see the good in every difficult situation. So moving ahead, start practicing gratitude today. Actually, you already have. I have encouraged you to do a few exercises. Gratitude is not a magic potion. You go to the gym to build up your physical body. You need to build up your muscles. You need to also go to some kind of gym to develop and strengthen your mental muscles. There are many ways to do it, one of which is gratitude. You have to work hard at it. You can't do it for one day and stay mentally healthy. No. If you want that fit body, you want the six-pack, you've got to go every day to the gym, right? You have to eat healthy. In the same way, do the same with your mental health. It will really bring great changes in your life. Do one act of gratitude every day for 2 weeks. It will become a habit. Set up small teams within your classrooms, dear teachers, where encourage your students to just say one line that they're grateful for. Be thankful for one person daily. Just one person in your life, in your mind. What gratitude is in your mind, and go one step further. Tell that person, thank you for what you're doing for me. Start with your parents. Move to your teaching faculty. Move to your friends. Just say thank you. That's enough. Read books on gratitude. Practice kindness. I'd like you to note this down. Okay, if you could just write down randomactsofkindness.org. This is a very informative website that has a lot of ideas where you can, practice kindness. There are videos. It's all free. All resources for school, home, and community, okay, and the workplace. And for you educators, they also have a few lesson plans. Of course, it's high school curriculum, but something so simple as practicing kindness with your students will go a long way in your college. Try it out, randomactsofkindness.org. And while I've shared so much about gratitude with you, I want to share that my sharing of gratitude does not seek to heal any of your medical conditions if you are going through any of them. You are advised to seek medical advice, especially in the case of a very chronic condition, But what I am here to share, that Dr. Robert Emmons, he is the world's leading scientific expert on gratitude. He's conducted experiments to show that practicing gratitude can increase your happiness by 25%. So Dr. Sharma, I'd like to tell you today that, even if 25% of your students choose to practice gratitude, you will have 25% happier students in your college. And those 25% then, when practicing gratitude, as I said, it increases the vibration by 540 megahertz. They will increase and spread that vibration to the students in their class. And those students then to their community. What a wonderful world it would be to just spread kindness and joy. And I'm so grateful that you chose to, invited to speak on something so simple as gratitude. Many people think that what is gratitude? What is thank you? But today I can tell you that it is so powerful, so easy, and it is something that can definitely better your mental health. I'm asking you again, dear students, would you like to have better mental health? If yes, then choose gratitude. Like they say, I know my Hindi is not so good. Acha hai. It's good. It will bring a lot of joy to your heart. And one thing for sure, if you practice gratitude and you are happy, the people around you also are happy. I've been conducting a lot of webinars on gratitude of late, but my most powerful one was when I conducted one for high school students for a group of schools, mainly in North India and other provinces from India. And do you know that they were encouraged to practice gratitude, and they had to come back telling their teachers what gratitude did to them. Students of little younger than you, this is what they had to say. And this is for you students to hear. This webinar took many of us out from the depression zone. It healed us, taught us the benefits and importance of gratitude. Gratitude means kindness, saying kind words. I understood practicing gratitude, we also have to work very hard, and choosing to be positive and having a grateful attitude is going to determine how you're going to live your life. This is by young students. But the reason they could write all this is because they chose to make that change. They chose to have better mental health at such a young age. I believe the students of Mahila College can also do that. But you have to look within yourself and ask yourself that question. Do I want to do that? Do I want to have better health? Do I want to be that bright future for my country, for my community? Do I want to stay positive and happy during Corona? Or do I want to have a mind that is full of all the negative things of Corona? Or do I want to have an attitude of gratitude? I'd like you to choose. I'd like you to think and choose. And therefore, I encourage you to practice gratitude. Because when you practice gratitude, you're also practicing appreciation and kindness. And if we had many more people like that in this world, practicing gratitude, appreciation, kindness, what a wonderful world that would be, right? Think about it. And in conclusion, gratitude means that there's always hope. Your college is doing such an amazing project, Mission Hope, Asha, because there is hope. Even in these darkest times, dear students, the difficult times, please look for the light, look for hope, look for that one ray of Asha, as you say in Hindi. But I would like to say that by choosing to stay positive, it doesn't mean that everything around you will be magically fine, that Corona is going to just go away. No. But by choosing to stay positive and having better mental health, it will ensure that you will be fine in the middle of whatever is happening in your life. You will be fine. And if you are fine, Your family will feel your pulse. Your family will be so happy and will be at peace, and they will be fine. If you are fine, your parents will be fine. If your parents are fine, you will be fine. If you are fine, your teachers will be so happy to see that you're performing well. So it's important for you to take a decision. The choice is yours. I leave that with you. And I would encourage you, please go to my website, write to me. If you'd like more information on gratitude, email me at natalieinspiresyou@gmail.com. I have a few more programs on my YouTube channel that could help you, youth. Natalie Inspires You. If you'd like to know more, please, I encourage you. But write to me. If you would like more help, I'm happy to help you. And on that note, I would really like to say Dhanyavad and Shukriya. And from Malaysia, Terima kasih. But thank you from the bottom of my heart to each one of you, to you, dear students, to the panelists also, to the parents, to members of the community, for your time, for your attention in listening to me. And I do believe that you are not here by chance. You have come or led to come to this webinar because there is something in this webinar that has touched your heart, that will lead you to have or to make a choice to have better mental health. I wish you all the very best. May you have a great attitude of gratitude. And I'd like to end right now. And over to you, Dr. Sharma. I'd like to open the floor if you have any questions, clarifications. If anybody wants to share how they practice gratitude, we are all on a learning journey right now. So I end my sharing, and it's over to you.
Terima kasih. Thank you very much as I practice my gratitude today. As very rightly you put it, there are no limits to what you can achieve. Just got your energy in the right direction. You can be phenomenal. Simple practices, kind words, appreciating others and ourselves, most importantly. These practices increase our scientific well-being too. And your ways of practicing gratitude, like writing a journal, using an app,
Vidya, you have gone mute.
Yes. So I just start again. Again, I just wanted to say thank you to Megan too for sharing her practices of gratitude, and more importantly, the power of visualization, how you've helped us with that. And as correctly said, your success will grow to the extent that you want it to grow. And most important mindset, that is toxic positivity, ignoring your feelings. Awareness changes everything. Being aware of your feelings will surely help you, as my inner world creates my outer world. And a few other practices of sharing candies and the gratitude box, making a thank you board, they are all amazing. Thank you so much for your sharing. We go ahead with the question answers. Meanwhile, when ma'am, you just asked us to share something, there's Rosemary who shared a few chat, and she said she's glad for the pandemic because she could spend more time with her grandma.
Oh, amazing.
When she was little, her grandma took care of her, and due to pandemic, she was able to invest her time in taking care of her grandmother. So she's very glad that the pandemic helped her to do that. Yes, we have a few other questions.
That's lovely, Rosemary. I think that's beautiful that you could actually spend time with your grandma. Lovely.
Yes.
There's also a question, ma'am. How long does it take to develop this attitude of gratitude?
Okay, so the good news first, thank you for that question. And I'm sure it will benefit a lot of other students. So the good news about gratitude is that even if you are someone who naturally cannot practice gratitude or appreciate others, it is something that can be developed. How long it takes is purely in your hands. Would you like to do the practice of gratitude every day? Or would you like to do the practice of gratitude once a week? It's the effort that you put in that will lead you to mastering the art. Now, I know I have shared with you that I've practiced for 10 years, but that doesn't mean that it will take you 10 years. But we all know that to make gratitude a habit or anything a habit, they advise you to practice it at least for 21 days. So may I advise you to just write down in a journal for 21 days, 3 weeks. And that should be enough for you to have a better mindset. I hope that answers your question, my dear.
Yes. Ma'am, what kind of affirmations do we give oneself to practice gratitude?
Okay. Now, a great question. I'm absolutely impressed because I also do another webinar on affirmations. So to have your students talk about affirmations, brilliant. I'm very happy to hear this question. Now, affirmations is positive words, positive statements that you have to write in the present continuous tense, preferably beginning with the words I am. Now, if you want to write gratitude affirmations, let that statement begin with I am grateful. Okay. And then you write the rest of what you would like to be grateful for in the past, in the present, or in the future. But I cannot list down affirmations for you. Affirmations have to be written by yourself because it is something that you need to connect. But I'm going to give you 3 rules. Let it begin with I am. It must be in the present continuous state form. It should not have any negative words like not and no. It should have all positive words. And if you want gratitude affirmations, begin with I am grateful. Okay, brilliant. God bless you for such a powerful question. And I can share more if you'd like to write into me, and I can share some gratitude statements with you.
So like all good things have to come to an end for a new beginning. So I take this opportunity to thank all of you. As said, idea works only if you work upon them. As rightly said, the management, the principal has put in all their efforts to make this idea of Mission Hope work. And certainly, ma'am, we thank you from the bottom of your hearts for sharing this wonderful experience with us. It's made us be in that serene zone of, actual meditating and saying thank you that we're all together. There is something that has brought us together in this room. Thank you very much. To end this, I will have a small line of a Marathi song which says, Jeevan gaane, gaatच राहावे जीवन गाणे, झाले गेले विसरून जावे, पुढे पुढे चालावे जीवन गाणे. Which simply means life is a song which you have to keep singing. Forget the present, forget the past, and keep living. Thank you very much on this note. I request all the panelists and the attendees to kindly stand up for the national anthem. Thank you once again. Just for the record, we have about 1,000 attendees on YouTube, as well as almost 200 attendees on our Zoom room.
Lovely. Thank you. And Dr. Patel, I would just like to tell you that I just heard the national anthem in a very, very long time, and it just really brought tears to my eyes because So thank you, all of you, for making me feel like at home today. It was this webinar has added so much of value to my life because it's in Malad, because it's Mumbai, because it's India. So thank you so much. God bless you.
Pleasure. It was nice being with you.
Thank you. We'll keep in touch, Dr. Sharma, and
Sure.